Mal, Andy's just talked about the importance of all the players preparing properly, but also kind of shutting out that all that hype about trying to get into the top 7 or whatever. From the players' perspective, what is that like? How do you kind of shut out all of that hype and all the stuff that people might be talking about on radio and on Twitter and such? How difficult is that?
I wouldn't say it's too difficult. Obviously, playing in League Two for quite a while, you just concentrate on the next game. No game in League Two is really easy, to be honest, whether you're at the bottom of the table or the top of the table. So it's one of those where just focus on the next game and kind of prepare right for every game kind of thing. So it's about consistency in what you do, not getting too high where you are on the table, too low where you are. So it's kind of focusing on that and doing what you normally do for every game.
Being as you've played, as you've just said there, in League Two for quite a while now, what's the standard of the league like this year compared to what you've experienced before? Because it does seem really close.
Yeah, when I first signed at Mansfield in 2015, the standard back then to now, it's kind of gone on leaps and bounds, to be honest. There's a lot of players dropping from higher leagues to lower leagues now, so the standard has gone up, and it is a tough league, and every game's a real battle.
When you see how competitive it is as well, is it hard then not to be playing every game? Because I suppose you want to be out there as well, don't you, mixing it up with the rest of the team?
Yeah, of course, it's been difficult. Obviously, I've kind of been used to and had it really good, to be honest, to play regular every season recently, but it's one of those, as football happens to every player. It's how you kind of react in that situation and how you kind of look after yourself, really. So yeah, as much as you want to play every game, it happens in every circumstance, to every player, where you might get a period where you're not going to play. You just got to kind of be ready every time.
Has it helped, though, that you are really experienced and this isn't maybe your first time of experience of not being in a side? You've got hundreds of games under your belt, so I suppose, is this something you've just come across before and know how to deal with?
Yeah, obviously, in my younger years I did, but obviously, like I said, at my previous club I was kind of a regular, so it's kind of haven't experienced it in a while, but like I said, it's one of those where I've looked back and kind of, I can't be too angry or too upset because it happens to everyone, and it's one of those where I've kind of, it's happened now, so I've kind of had to kind of get on with it and just stay prepared.
Does it spur you on when you see a player like Chris Hussey who comes in January and you think to yourself, right, well, here's a guy who's got promoted, here's a guy who knows the division. What does that do for you? Does it kind of motivate you even more to get back in the side?
Yeah, definitely. The whole squad's very, very good in depth, and obviously with Huss coming in, he's a great professional, and he's been promoted many times out of League Two, so it's one of those where you kind of base yourself off him, but yeah, definitely.
The last few games as well, when you've had that call to be back in the team, though, that must have felt good. And, going to places like Bradford and winning, being here against your old club on Tuesday and winning as well. What does that do for your, not your own self-confidence, but just the fact that, does it give you a kind of mental high knowing that you're back in and amongst it and you're playing some really good teams and you're winning? Yeah,
definitely. Obviously, I've missed the feeling, to be honest, obviously being involved and kind of getting 3 points on a Saturday, so it has been nice, but obviously as soon as that feeling on a Saturday night goes, you've got to kind of turn your concentration onto the next game, really, because it's the next battle and hopefully you can pick up a positive result in the next one.
Even some of the lads who've not been in and around the team, I know that managers talked about Gibbo and Tom Conlon as well. How, from a player's perspective, how have they helped? Because I know he's talked about them having that different role and still being part of the squad even though they're not playing.
Yeah, it's been incredible, to be honest. I've never seen it at any other club where kind of the injured players have come to every game and kind of gave the lads support, and they're always in and around it, whether it's a half-time team talk, the meeting before the game or after the game. TC words, even Gibbo's words, they mean a lot to the lads, and obviously they help us spur us on. Sorry.
And just finally then, it's a game that earlier on in the season was very close. It was one that I imagine broke a lot of people's hearts at the end of it. What's the mindset going into this game? Because it's not just about the 90 minutes on Saturday, it's obviously where it could lead in the longer term, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We don't really want to focus on that too much. The focus is mainly just on the game and hopefully getting a positive result. So hopefully if we can carry on doing what we've been doing recently, we can kind of churn out a good performance and hopefully get 3 points.
Lovely, thank you.
Oh, in many ways you take the experience, a lot of experience, because you've seen there doing it, got the t-shirt, so to speak, with Mansfield. So you can take that experience into the dressing room with some of the lads who possibly haven't experienced this type of high going into a game like, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I've been involved in some promotion battles and I haven't really achieved that promotion, so hopefully that experience comes into hand, being in and around the kind of top 7. But it's like I said, we need to kind of just focus on the game and hopefully get the results we need.
the emotions are running high. You can feel that in the crowd, can't you, really? But it's important not to play the occasion, is it, really, and just settle on Sutton United, because they're on a high, aren't they? They're riding on the crest of a wave for the last 2 seasons they've had.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I said, though, every game in League Two is a battle. I don't really go into any game thinking, we're playing a lower place team than us in the table and think it's going to be easy. Because every game's literally a battle and brings on different challenges. So it's one of those where we just focus on what we can do on the pitch on Saturday and hopefully put out a good performance.
But you've got the momentum going into this game. They have as well. So it's going to be a big contest in more ways. They are probably one-dimensional. Does that help, Mark?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I said, it's one of those where we're just going to focus on ourselves now and hopefully kind of put in a good performance and hopefully get the points we need.